Hi, welcome to the 4th episode of my perspective drawing series. Today we're gonna dive into a very interesting topic, which is drawing shadows and light sources, and understanding how to shade your drawing and how to draw shadows in perspective can really change your drawing forever and can make you a better artist. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start drawing in a second, but for now a minute of theory. So there are many kinds of light, and there are ones which are like this, like the light from your phone, which comes from the one point, and yeah, it is like a spotlight, okay? And we're gonna draw it differently than the light which comes from the sun or from the big stage lights or something like this. So now I'm gonna show you what's the difference in a drawing. Let's go. And for that I'm gonna use my construction. I've took 2 boxes and I'm gonna show you the difference like this. So this is the spotlight. You can see that the lines aren't parallel to each other, and keep that in mind that if the light source is really low, the shadow is really long, and if it's from the top, the shadow is short. And here you can see how the light looks when the sun is shining or something. You can see I have 2 lights, 2 lamps, and that's why there are 2 shadows. So yeah, here the lines are parallel to each other. Now let's start with the first exercise, which will be the easiest one. So this is a stick and I'm gonna draw the sun. So this is from which side the sun is shining, and I'm gonna draw the line of the bottom, which is the line of the shadow, and from the top the line of the light, which is on the stick. And this is basically how you draw the shadow. The angles are as you wish, like you choose what angle it is. Now I'm gonna show you the same thing but on the cube. So let's first draw it, and then we're gonna do basically the same thing. You can see the sun, this is coming from this side, and basically every edge is like this stick. So we're gonna draw the lines. This is the angle, like whatever you choose, okay? And we're gonna draw out those lines from the parts of the cube which are like going to produce a shadow. And from the same edges we're gonna draw also the line of the light, and we find the points at the places where those 2 lines meet, exactly the same like on the stick. And then we shade the entire cube and the shadow, and basically that's it. And that's the rule we're gonna repeat many times in this video, so you understand it very well. I hope so. At the end of this video we'll be able to draw much more things. So here I wanted to show you how the light would look like on that same cubes, but one is at the higher place and the other one is lower. So this is really short shadow. You can find those kind of shadows in the middle of the day because the sun is at the top. But right now I'm gonna show you how it would look at the evening. It's the same thing I showed you on those boxes. So basically the shadow is really long, and yeah. What's also really important is that you draw the entire thing, like the entire cube, even the edges you are not seeing normally, because this is useful for drawing the shadows, so you don't guess but you draw everything perfectly. When I wake up, I feel cozy, yeah. Can you hold up? Don't need no coffee yet. Got no makeup. Okay, after you finish the last one, you can go ahead and start a new one. This one will be a little bit different, but it is like based on the same principles. So I drew the sun. You don't have to do this, okay? And we're gonna see the shadow much better. And this is just for practice. This has the same principles as I said, like the last one. And I just wanted to add that the shadow, which is not on the cube but it is produced on the cube and it is on the floor, is much darker, like 2 tones darker than the shadow which is on the cube. And this is really important because it is like weird looking when the shadow is flat everywhere. It is much better to diversify, and yeah, I just showed you a different example. which is like very similar to the previous one, but this one I shaded. So yeah, I just wanted to add this, and yeah, I think we can move to the more complex stuff, which is when we have two cubes, two solids, let's say, because I don't know if those are perfect cubes, and I just drew one which is at the front and the other one is at the back, and one is smaller and the other one is bigger. So first we start as we did before, but here you can see we draw the line of the light. Now we draw the light of the shadow, but it like goes on the wall straight when it hits the wall. You understand? Then we can see it like connects, and we drew this way the like shape of the shadow. The other ones are like behind the cube, but I still drew them, and you can see that right now we can draw the line which is parallel to the edge of the other cube which is at the back, and that's basically the shadow, like shape of the shadow. And that's it. This is a bit more complex, and at first it can be a little bit more difficult, but yeah. Now we're gonna draw the shadow of the other cube, and here you really need to remember one thing, that the angle of the lines here, like shadow lines, you can't pick them. You have to like use the ones you did use at the previous cube, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's one principle. Let's see. Now we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna draw other solids because it gets a little bit boring and I don't have any ideas for new exercises. I think I covered that one quite well. So let's draw this pyramid, and what's important to draw like the height at the middle, because that's how we're gonna draw the shadow. We draw straight line from this, and we can just connect the like those parts, and this is the shadow. Of course we can draw the line of the light from the tip, but yeah, this is not really needed, to be honest. Like you can just draw how long you like your shadow to be. So when you finish shading this one, we can go ahead and try to do a more difficult one. So we draw the pyramid at the front, and at the back will be the cube, and we're gonna draw the shadows in this combination. So we start with the line of the shadow going, you know, straight on the floor, but then it comes up on the wall. Then you go ahead and draw the line of the light, but what's important, then you draw like the lines like if there is no cube behind, because to draw the other shadows, you see, you find the light this way on the floor, so it's just this part of the shadow. Then you do the same on the back side, which you don't really see, and you can connect those parts on the wall. And this one is really tricky. You need to like find the point where it meets on the like edge of the cube. So that's how you do it, as I just showed you. And then we have to like connect all the lines, and this is finished. Yeah, it is a little bit like more complex. I think this will be the most difficult exercise in this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope it was helpful, and yeah, remember, practice. If you like this video, please consider staying with me for a little longer, and check out my other videos in the description below, because those are also a lot of fun. Bye bye.